Well, GM, G to the M. Great morning, my friends, DJs, Diamond Ham fam, Forge and Fuel crew, super soldiers, one percenters, pivoters, pioneers, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out and anyone in between. Welcome back and welcome into the first official live YouTube episode of that aforementioned morning program, Forge and Fuel. That's right, my friends. I hope you're ready to get fired up. We're here live in prime time, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, hang out with me and my guy, our Mr. Producer, who's to say, who's to know, and dive into some motivational and rabbit holes all morning long on this show. Now, my friends, couple of items we need to take care of. Little housekeeping, if you will, before we welcome on the co-host with the mo-host of this fine morning program. Number one, I need you to take a quick moment to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the Forge and Fuel podcast on. If you are on YouTube, hit that bad boy. And while you're down there right over yonder in that area, hit that notification bell too, so you never miss when we go live. You never miss any of our other content, and you never miss one of our smiling faces out there on the timeline. Also, maybe hit that like button. Let that algorithm work. Let the people know you're enjoying the show. If you're laughing, if you're crying, if you're thinking, smash the hell out of that thing too, and let them know, hey, this is a great show. You might want to stop on by. Also, outside of all of that, if you're liking something you're hearing, if you're liking something we might say, if there's a trigger tripped, if you got something burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, well, let the people know on social media. Maybe you clip up a little segment of the show. Maybe you take a little screenshot. Maybe you put it out there on a timeline. Help us grow. We can't thank you enough when you do all those aforementioned things. It only helps me and the co-host with the mo-host of this fine morning program make this show and all our shows that fall under the DHMG XGACC umbrellas bigger and better for each and every one of you. But my friends, without further ado, it is time to start this show. It's time to welcome in my co-host with the mo-host of this fine morning program and get fired up the only way we know how. Let's get this day started the right way, baby, as we welcome in a man who you may not know, or you may. Holy shit, look at all the live viewers we got going on right now. What's up, everybody? Holy shit, I would be happy if we had 5 people in here. Let's fucking go. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Let's welcome on the co-host with the mo-host of this fine morning program. He is the owner of the Grandpa Ape Country Club. If you don't know, you won't know, but I promise you, you're going to get familiar over the course of this show and many shows to come. He is the pro on the greens, if you will. He is a professional DJ with a wide-ranging musical catalog. Honestly, more songs in there than you've ever heard of in your entire life, making him a human iPod. He is a purveyor of positive vibes, a curator of high-level energies, always pushing that PLP, our traveling man, always getting on a tin can, ready to go complete a mission in some foreign land. The man, the myth, the legend, the one and only, with an emphasis on the one. He's DJ Swirl One. Great morning, Swirl One. Welcome to Fortune Fuel Live. How you doing?
What's up, man? I can't believe we're live. I was sitting there looking at it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening right now. Look at this. I've got my background loaded. I don't know if you noticed, Fortune Fuel. We're out here live and in prime time. Hey, if you're going to do it right. That's the way. Super soldiers, baby, all day long. Shout out to everybody. Great morning, man. It's Monday. I hope you're ready to just rock and roll. I know I am. I'm just the graphics, the opening song. I'm not sure where that came from, but really got me pretty excited already. I mean, I'm already up and at 'em. Can you see that nice shave? See the shave? Got the hair going. You know what I mean?
Baby face.
I'm ready. I got thunder going on around here. It is crackling and raining. I wouldn't have been able to sleep in if I wanted to. There's people, I don't know, doing construction out there. It's a wild morning. But Capp, man, I'm telling you, we got some viewers. We're live on our new product here, our new absolutely amazing media space. I mean, from here, the sky is the limit. You know, you can see the rockets behind me. We're trying to take off, and this is it right here. It's how we're getting started. So, hey, if you don't mind, I mean, just like Capp said, wherever you're digesting this, hit that like, repost, subscribe. I don't know, send a telegram, smoke signal, whatever it is. But make sure that you do grab that there Java, right? Did I see that?
Hey-o.
Make sure you grab that.
Hey-o.
Yep. Get you some of this, too, a little bit of that water, right? Need some of that water because we're going to have a hell of a show. Hey, see, this is what I'm talking about. I love this, man. Fortune Fuel, I'm so excited. It's a Monday. We got a lot of shit to go on, man. Capp, I'm excited to see you this morning, man. Great morning.
Man, great morning, Swirl One. I'm excited to see you, dude. Back on live on video. We're out here chopping it up, getting it up. Look, hey, already showing the powers of the video, right? Hey, they wouldn't have been able to see our coffee before. They wouldn't have been able to see the water. They would see what we're doing. Hey, we're closer on the screen. We go farther away on the screen. We flip sides. Look at all this production value we got. And hey, you know what? We got to shout out Mr. Producer one time. You might be thinking, how are they doing all this with their hands both out of the keyboard? Oh, it's because we got a producer. Shout out my guy DEEZYY. Shout out DZ, the producer of Fortune Fuel. If you don't know, you won't know. So everything you see today, all the production value, all the videos, all the stuff we're going to dive into, it would not be possible without DZ's help. So shout out to you, my brother. I see you back there cheesing from ear to ear in the background, in the back channels where nobody ever get to see. But my friends, look at all of you in here. I'm hyped up. I'm ready to go. Hey, a couple of things before we dive in. Number one, we will have a segment, third segment of the day, where we want to get you guys involved. So we know a big thing that you guys loved when we had Java and Jams and it was on X. We would go back and forth and get everybody's perspective. And maybe somebody ask a question and me and Swirl share some extra perspective or go further down the rabbit hole. If you have something burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, you got a trigger trip, something, anything in between, you want to ask a question, you want to follow up on some perspective from the topic of the day, whatever it is, drop it over there in the comment section. Drop the question. Deez is going to be in the comments all morning long. Whatever he picks out, we'll bring it to the third segment of the day, and me and Swirl will read it out. We'll give a little perspective on it as well. So make sure you drop that in the comment section. See it down there scrolling on the ticker. Look at that ticker. Oh, the ticker's looking great. Ooh, look at that guy. Who might that be? That might be a little DJ Moons. Great morning, Moons, man. Holy shit.
Look at all these comments, man. That's exciting. I don't even know what to do with my hands right now. DZ's handling everything, so my hands are like sitting here going, what do I do? I'm just scrolling. That's what I'm doing.
I don't know, bro. I'm like looking over there. I'm looking over here. I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking at the screen. I mean, we're in the forge right now. This is great. This is great. Swirl, you got any other thing burning on the brain, melting on the heart? Anything you saw as you woke up this morning? Anything on the timeline? Anything in between before we dive into segment one?
You know, I tell you, I was just really this morning, and I got up super early, and I already beat my alarm, and it's just because obviously a little, I don't want to call it anxiety, maybe a little bit excitement for this year. And I knew I had to take a shower, which I got to slightly adjust my routine because I haven't done my push-ups yet because I did, the GAC newspaper. I did the coffee fuel. I did the shower, all of the different things. So there's a new routine coming down. So if I can do it, you can do it. So we'll figure that one out. And above and beyond that, I mean, it was a great weekend. Had a great time last night with the grandpas. If you guys don't know, we got a GAC space tonight. We'll remind you that a little bit later. But man, great time watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off last night. So if you don't know about that movie, it was a really kick-ass movie. Oh,
Bueller.
And yeah, if you weren't there on Saturday, and you weren't there for the DJ party, I did record about an hour segment, and it's somewhere on the greens out there, so you can find it. I could probably repost it. But man, I'm excited. Shout out to Grandpa. Shout out Diamond Ham fam. I'm just ready to get this thing started, man. Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's go, man. All right, my friends. Shout out to One. I'm hyped up too. I've kind of had to adjust the schedule a little bit. Was up super early this morning. I love what you said. A little bit of anxiety, but then I was like, nah. This is just excitement. I'm just ready to be live in primetime again. I'm just ready to have the smiling face out there again. Man, woo! Me and DZ were in here right off the rip, and he come in smiling. He's like, holy shit, you ready? I said, oh, bro, I'm ready. I'm ready. You ain't got no idea. But my friends, let's get into it. We got a brand new show, new look, new feel, new everything. So before, when this show was Java and Jams, we had a opening segment. Well, we had two segments. We had one segment was all the music, and then the second segment was my motivation minutes of the day. Well, we have taken away the motivation minutes of the day, but not the same thought process. We want to stick with the forge and fuel and the feel and iron sharpening iron. And so one person sharpens another. And, stick with that same vibe and energy. So, my friends, your first segment of the day, it is time for our first ever and first of many to come, our sharpening session. That's right, my friends. Ooh, man. That transition. Oh, baby. That got me ready to go. Come on now. It's time for a sharpening session. That's right. You might have heard Ken Buckler say it last week. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. We'll do a little sharpening of the mindset, sharpening of each other, dive down some rabbit holes. There'll still be a main topic of the day, just like there always has been. I'll kick it off, and then I'll kick it to Swirl, and we'll see where this conversation goes. So, my friends, our topic of the day is the title of the show, Why Don't You Quit? Why don't you quit? Hey, why don't you just quit? Huh? Why don't you go on and just quit? Why don't you? Huh? One time for the one time. I had a couple of conversations over this weekend, and I've been doing some thinking on quitting, giving up, packing in the towel, packing the bags, going back home, quitting the consistent, persistent pursuit of the passions, whatever you want to call it. And I've really been thinking about, why don't I quit? Why don't I give up? You know, me and Swirl, we're the type of guys, we don't ever get on a show or anywhere you find us and hear us say, "Oh, we don't quit, bro. We don't give up, bro. I'm different, bro. I'm different, bro. I don't ever quit, bro." Because chances are the people you've heard say that, they do quit. They give up faster than they were even able to utter those words. And me and Swirl, we like our actions to speak for ourselves. Show up and things like this. We kept this kind of under wraps, right? Forge and Fuel, the new look, what it was all going to be. And I told you guys, I mean, even to Swirl's background over there, like you guys weren't even anticipating that. As I'm talking, the damn thing's popping over there. I mean, come on, that's so freaking amazing. So we let our actions speak for ourselves, right? But why? What causes me to not want to quit? And I guess it came down to a few things for me. First of all, I kind of talked about this last week when we were on Java and Jams, but those who have come before me, who would I be if I had the audacity to give up, to quit, to throw in the towel when my father, my mother, my grandmother, my grandfather, my great grandfathers, my great grandmothers, so many people have struggled and toiled and fought and battled and cried and bled and sweat just so I could be here on Forge and Fuel episode 573 this morning, giving you some perspective. Who would I be if I would just toss it in? If I would say, no, I don't have any courage anymore. I don't want to keep going. All those people who haven't quit in my bloodline just to get me here, and I got the audacity to stop? No way. I'm never going to do it. And when I walk out of this room right here, this office, all I got to do is walk right across the hallway, and my bathroom's right in there. And I can't go, I'm looking at myself in the mirror right now. I can't go a day where I gave up, where I didn't give my best effort, if I didn't try to get at least 1% better, if I didn't try to improve, if I didn't do something to grow my mentality, I can't go look in that mirror and be comfortable with the guy I see. I can't go look in the mirror, look in my eyes and say, yeah, you did it today, man. Great job. Yeah, you dragged your knuckles. You put your head down all the time. It was nothing but dark rain clouds and storms every time you were around. Every room you walked into, nothing but negativity. Nobody wanted to be around you. Nobody likes you. But great job today, man. Good job. Oh, you gave up on all your passions. Good job today. Can't do it. And on my mirror, some people will know this. You'll know this, Swirl, but I got 4 note cards posted on my mirror. And they are, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse. Success is my duty. Just keep standing. And there are no 2-bedroom caskets. I can't look at those quotes and give up. I can't have that mentality and give up. And that goes into my third point. I had a conversation with this kid at the gym at the end of last week. He works at the gym, 18-year-old cat, young dude. Holy fucking shit. Look at all the live viewers we have right now. What the fuck? And that kid might be listening right now. Who knows? Shout out my man if you are. And he stopped me. He said, bro, you look fucking great. Like, what are you doing? And I just kind of told him a little this, a little that. And our conversation ended up going into this motivational and mindset and this and that. And he said something to me that really tripped the sharpening session today. He said, man, I've been trying business. I've been trying that. I said, dog, you're 18 years old. You're doing way more than I was ever thinking of at 18. I promise you that. He's like, man, but I've just had such a hard time. I've been, I failed a couple times. And anytime something doesn't work out my way, it just kills me, man. And I just can't keep pushing forward. And I don't know what to do. And shit. I was like, man, let me spit it to you this way. Is it an obstacle or is it an opportunity? And he got a little grin on his face. I said, is it a loss or is it a lesson? And he started to smile. I said, is it a failure or is it a brand new chance for you to flourish? And he started laughing. He said, holy shit, I ain't ever looked at it that way. I said, man, it's all in your mind. Failure exists nowhere except your mind. So if you show up every day, you bring the drive, you bring the passion, even if you fall flat on your face, if you put your 2 hands on the ground, push yourself back up, pull the shoulders back, stick the chin up, put the chest out and say, I'm going to go again. I am a super soldier. That's what can fucking happen. That's what can fucking happen. So I suppose that's why I don't quit. I suppose there's just something deep down inside me, that dog. Everybody says, oh, he's a dog. He's a dog. It's just down inside me. I can't give up. I can't stop. I can't throw in the towel, especially with everyone around me. How can I give up and I got this guy sitting to my side? How can I give up and I got D's behind me? How can I give up and I got all these people in the live fucking chat? They depend on me. Not only here at Java and Jam. What Java and Jams? Fuck, we got to work on that. Forge and Fuel. I got to get us a couple times, Swirl. But in the Gateway, in GAC, in our spaces, in our DM group chats, everywhere we go, I want to be that example of not throwing in the towel, not quitting, not giving up, being the best I can be. So that's why I don't quit. That's some of my thoughts on that little perspective train there. So one, I trip any triggers. I saw you maybe writing some notes or something down over there.
All right, hey, just because we're live doesn't mean I don't have my stuff here, bro. I mean, we don't change just because we changed the format. I'm still taking notes. I will forget as well if I don't write down what I'm trying to think or where you trip my triggers. So I'll be up here going hubba hubba, and I might even use an if I'm not paying attention. So we can't have that. I'll just say that. And you talk about, hey, why don't quit? You know, you talked about the people that came before you and in Java and Jams formerly, which is now Forge and Fuel. We talked about, hey, what happens when you don't do what you're supposed to be doing every day? And then somebody says, hey, who trained you? And you realize, man, this is the guy who trained me. He's the best ever. And that person says to you, well, you're letting them down because you look like crap. And if that's the trainer, I don't want to ever be trained by a guy like that, because if this is the product that comes from that trainer, boy, might want to find a new trainer, right? So I look at that and I think, hey, I've got to uphold all those people that taught me all the things that I know. One, shout out to my pops. Yesterday was his birthday, so shout out to my pops. So, you know, that's a guy right there that actually gets me excited, gets me pumped up. And, you know, he laughs at me and he said, man, you're the most positive person I know. And I'm like, wait a minute, dude, where do you think I learned this from? I mean, it came from here, but I don't think he sees it the way I see it, right? So that's kind of the way I look at that. And, you know, I was actually thinking about this yesterday as we were watching the movies with GAC, and, you know, I would be inhuman if I told you that I didn't want to quit at times and that I didn't want to throw in the towel, or that, you know, it was just easy for me to continue to get up and do all the different things I do. And there's a lot of things that I always get up and go, man, I don't know if I want to do this. Can I? Oh man, geez, you know, but I still get up and do it. Yesterday, as crazy as it sounds, you know, getting ready for Grandpa Rumbles was a chore for me because I hadn't been home in a week, and I've been running every night until 1 or 2 o'clock up until literally Sunday morning. I get up and my whole body's like, buddy, chill out, right? So there was an easy opportunity for me to say, hey guys, I've done enough. I can't do much more, and I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, pack it in. But you know what? I didn't do that, right? I could have canceled on Saturday on other people, but you know, my word is what I say. So that's my bond. If I say I'm going, I'm going. And if I got to figure out a way to make it all work at once, that's up to me to create my time management and to make that happen. And I did. I got everything done. You know, the DJ party was a big deal, and there wasn't a ton of people in there. But I'll tell you, the best thing about it was, even if there's one person in there, they deserve 100% of your effort. It doesn't matter who it is. So I gave a hell of a performance. I had a great time, and I even recorded some of that and put it on the greens out there. So I'm telling you right now, you can't quit, because not only are people watching you, but you've got people that you have literally come from that are looking forward to you doing great things. You talked about, you know, people noticing stuff. That's another one, man. You know, I went to Kansas City this last Thursday, and while I was in there, you know, I walk up, and if you've been to Kansas City with me, you know that this Marriott's my Marriott. Everybody knows me in there, from the front desk to literally the valet guy. They all know who I am. Of course, I make sure that I super soldier my way around there. Hey, funny, I didn't even know you were wearing this shirt. We've got the same thing on it. I had no idea, bro. So I'm just saying. But so everybody knows me in there, and I walk in and I'm talking to somebody, and they immediately go, wow, man, you look so good. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, man, I almost didn't even recognize you. You could see it everywhere. Like, you've been working out. I'm like, and I was wearing this oversized shirt because I really didn't care. It was really like an XL shirt, which this is a large. I probably could do with a medium, truly. Like, not even a medium. Like, this is kind of swimming on me now. And there was a point where I was like kind of proud of myself right then. Like, damn, you know what? I didn't think anybody would notice this. And now all of a sudden everybody's seeing it and it's my hard work. And that's what keeps me going. And, it's things like this show right here and seeing the viewers popping up and all the different people that have taken some lesson or some bit of advice or maybe just a slogan or a saying that somebody had said along the 572 episodes of Java and Jams and hopefully along the way as we start this Forge and Fuel that will give them just that little oomph and say, you know what, it is working. I am doing well. I can't quit because, that compound interest I got from the 100 push-ups I did yesterday will only help me when I do another 100 today. And, Cap, I look at people and I think, who would I to quit when, you've got people like Live Dog and Chris Oswald Mata and all these kind of people inside the greens and people that show up from all over the world, the Aussie agents of the world that live in Australia, these people, you're like, how did you, A, how do we meet? B, appreciate you supporting from all over the world, the Malkas of the world, and those kind of people. It's just amazing to see that we have such a network of people through these mediums that we've been able to kind of portray our messages and to kind of show our personalities. And I think this is going to be a big step forward in people not only seeing who we are, but understanding that what we do on a daily basis doesn't come fake. Like this is me right here. This is live in prime time. I mean, I got my grandpas right here. I mean, we're doing it. You know what I mean? So just buckle up, man. This is the beginning, and this is the meaning of don't quit right here. And this is also pivoting. We went from struggling to get people on spaces to all of a sudden, bam, damn near 200 people.
200 concurrents, baby. 200
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, come on. I couldn't ask for more. Again, the anxiety that I got this morning from waking up and trying to get here was beyond me. And again, I don't get nervous about things, but at the same time, I want to do a great job, not only to uphold for my boy Cap, but to show GAC in a great light, to show Diamond Ham Fam in a great light, to start to build on our next. Because I tell you right now, if we have views like this going forward and they just keep growing, just think about this, the third installment of whatever we call it, because you can't call it what you were calling it. We got to call it something else, right? So the third installment of the getaway, let's call it, is going to be outstanding. And I got some ideas even possibly for the end of the year. So I don't know. We'll keep that under wraps, but I'm getting excited over here already. And we just got started.
Man, I love it. I absolutely love it, dude. You're over here tripping triggers left, right, center. Me, I'm looking up. I'm watching the live viewers go up. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you, man. What you said right there, this is a pivot. This is not quitting. This is taking it to the next level to try and figure out what is there next for DHMG, for GACC, for me and Swirl, for DZ, for Live Dog and Chris and everybody you mentioned and the Aussie agents. I mean, people ask me about DHMG and I get so proud to say, no, man, we're worldwide. I got people in LA. I got people in Jersey. I got people in Australia. I got people in Chicago, in St. Louis, Texas. I got them everywhere. We're all over the damn map. And there's always somebody, no matter where you're at on the damn globe, well, or flat plane. Who's to say, who's to know, whatever you do.
I'm not going to argue it. I would say there's a good debate for both sides.
It's kind of like somewhere right in the middle. Who's to say, who's to know? We'll figure that out on another show. But I tell you, it's wherever you're at, you're going to have a connection. You're going to have somebody there, right? And I got to go back to a couple things you said. Number one, who trained you, right? If I'm just flying off the fucking handle all day, if I'm giving up, if I'm acting like a jackass on the timeline, that's a direct reflection to Swirl. Some of you may not know, but Swirl is my mentor. Swirl is who has gotten me to where I am. He is the fuel to my forge, if you will. Who's to say, who's to know? And I can't be the guy who is not setting the example and making Swirl look bad. I also don't want to make my mother look bad and my father look bad and my family and those who, when somebody meets me and they go meet my mom, I want them to say, you raised a hell of a son. You raised a hell of a son. When they meet one of my other family members, hey, you got a hell of a grandson. Hey, you got a hell of a nephew there. I like what he's doing. And that's not for clout or for making me feel good or whatever, but that just lets me know I'm doing my job. And most of those conversations like that, right? I'm never going to know about them. I'm never going to find out about those things. But if I do my job the right way, if I stand tall the right way, if I represent those who have trained me the right way, then those things will happen. Those little interactions and conversations, I will get spoken about in a positive light when I'm not in the room. Who's to say, who's to know? And I tell you, I do want to quit. I do want to give up. I'm a quitter. I'm one of the laziest sons of bitches you'll ever meet in your life,
too, bro.
motherfucker.
Me too.
Oh my gosh. Pack me up a bowl, fire up the Xbox, and give me fucking 8 hours of nothing to do, and I'll do it, huh? Hey, one time for the one time. My bowl's over there. I got to pack me one up when you get off. But, dude, I don't wanna. Oh, now you can see my face for the first time saying that. All the time, boy, I walk into the gym. I don't wanna. My head pops off the pillow in the morning. I don't wanna. I go to sit down at the desk and start doing some more DHMG shit. I don't wanna. I'm always battling, always in the back, man. I don't wanna. But I decide not to play into it. I decide to say, I'm gonna. I decide to say, here I am, send me. I decide to say, please show me what I got to do. I don't like this. I don't like the feeling. I don't know how things are going to work out. I don't know what's around the corner, but I'm trusting. I'm trusting you. And who is that? Him, the one and only, because we wouldn't have this show without him. And you'll hear me mention that time and time and time again. And this ain't no religious show. We ain't going to preach to you, but we both, you see the Jesus piece on Swirl's chest. We both would not be here without the Lord and Savior. We wouldn't. And he's given us this gift. He's given us this opportunity. He's given us this fire to bring out to the timeline and get everybody hyped up. I mean, how much more can you feel our energy and see how real we are? Swirl talked about it, and this is just us, just by simply seeing us on screen and knowing that this is what we bring every single day. And I tell you what, not many people can do this. Not many people can put the 150% effort in day after day, day after day, day after day, and not get the results. When you're not getting the results you want, can you keep going forward? When you're not making the connections that you want, can you keep going forward? When your life isn't expanding in the ways you thought it would, can you keep going forward? And I always answer with a resounding capital YES with 3 exclamations at the end. Even if I got to put my fingers in my mouth and go, yes, I do, then I fucking do it, right? Even as bad as I don't want to.
You
right?
tripping train. So first thing,
go.
You can't believe what everybody says, even your own mind on, hey, am I ready to rock today? Can I get this thing done? So I bought a new piece of tech, and we're not advertising for anybody, but I bought a new piece of tech, and that kind of supposed to tell me, hey, how's my sleep going? How's my readiness level? What's my resilience? All these different things, right? And so I got excited. I was like, hey, let me just see what this thing's like. And the more that I realized that I see these metrics, and don't get me wrong, I am not always the best person to say I get 8 hours of sleep. I might not go to bed till 2:30 in the morning, and then I'm still waking up at 6, right? That's just the way my life is. So the ring, for all intents and purposes, if you will, says, hey, guess what? You aren't ready for today. Your resilience isn't high enough. You need to take it easy. You might think about, hey, the fact that you didn't get good rest, this could happen. I'm like, you know what? That doesn't mean shit. I'm sorry. We've talked about creating your own energy. We've talked about creating your own momentum. And if you don't think you have energy, do 50 push-ups real quick and watch how quickly you start generating some energy. No matter what, your blood starts flowing, your heart starts pumping, things starts happening, and you start firing up that Ferrari that is your body, right? Or Lamborghini, whatever your brand is, right? McLaren, if it's me. But bottom, hey, I'm cool with it. But you will fire up that body. And I tell you what, it's all about the things you feed yourself. And sometimes you have to look even at those apps, the watches or whatever it might be that says, hey, you're not quite ready today, or somebody else. And sometimes you just got to do it. You just got to get out there and do it. I could have literally said no to a workout on Friday morning and on Saturday, and I continue to do it. Now, yesterday, though, I promise you, my body, I could feel it. I had done so much in 9 days. I gave myself that day, but even then I was active. I still burned a shitload of calories, but I didn't go and overexert myself to the point where I wouldn't be ready for this week, right? So we talk about also knowing people in different places. And, I'm about to jump on a tin can today. It's not, everybody knows it's my life. I'm only going for one day. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. So that's how fast that goes. But the point is, no matter where you go, you should be able to call somebody. You should be able to meet somebody. And if you frequent anywhere and you haven't met somebody that you can go in and recognizes who you are, or that you can learn about the culture, the area, the people around there, then you're missing a boat. Part of what your whole life is trying to find a connection to other human beings that helps to make your world smaller, because the world is a big place. But man, when you know people in different spots, you start to understand what they're going through. You go visit them, you see what their streets look like and how they live and where they go frequent. One of my buddies just went to Tokyo, and he was posting something on his Instagram or Instamedia, whatever the hell it was. I forget, it was one of the two. Anyway,
Instamedia.
Yeah.
That's a good
Instamedia somewhere. I forget. He's got like 10 of them. Yeah. Hey, by the way, we make up words around here too, and they become slogans. They end up on shirts. So there you go. So if you catch something, just let me know. I'm just telling you. But he posted this. I'm like, why have I seen that before? And I look at that and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know that coffee shop, right? But nobody would ever tell you where that coffee shop is, because it's in a city of 30 million people on this small little corner in the corner of Ginza, right? That's the stuff that makes you culture. That's the stuff that you can bring to those conversations when you meet people in those Marriotts and in those courtyards or in those coffee shops. When you're in those others, you see a shirt, you see, hey, from Greece or whatever, and you've been there. Guess what? Start talking about it. I met somebody the other day at a bar that was from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I was like, hey, 505, me too. Next thing you know, we had 15-minute conversation. So bring your experiences with you, and whether that's something you get from here, from your mentors, or from your travels, that's what helps you with your networking. And that's the only reason why me and Capp even know each other truly. I mean,
yeah, that's really the only reason, bro. And the only reason, for those of you guys that don't know, is because Swirl kept forcing my fucking hand. The only reason why we're here today is because Swirl kept putting the pressure on me. He kept turning up the fucking heat. And I kept saying, no, man, I'm good where I'm at. No, man, things are fine. No, I like who I'm surrounded with. No, I like where life is. And then one day I looked in the mirror and I had a part down the middle of my head. And me and DZ were talking about this last night. And he said, bro, isn't your barber supposed to look out for you? I said, yeah, bro, I don't know what the fuck was going on. I looked myself in the mirror one day and I said, what the fuck happened? Who the fuck is this guy? What the fuck is going on? And if you look at me right now and you go back to the door show, I'm not even the same guy. I don't even look the same. I don't move the same. I don't present the same. I'm pretty sure I've not even said an this entire fucking show so far. And neither of you, Swirl. That's the level that we bring, right? And I thought about a quote. It's our quote. Say it a million times, and we ain't said it in a long time, but it's a hell of a time to bring it up. You're not tired. You're uninspired. Don't tell me you're fucking tired. Tell me you're fucking uninspired. Tell me you ain't got something to get you fired the fuck up, passionate, ready to go every day, rip the covers off the bed and go get at it. Tell me don't tell me you're tired. Tell me your knuckles are dragging. Life's so hard. You know what I fucking hate when people say? I used to have a roommate and his girlfriend would come over on Friday nights. She'd flop down on the bed. Oh, what a day. Oh, what a week. So what'd you do? You fucking you call customers at Grubhub. What the fuck are you doing? You ain't doing shit. You ain't moving no bricks. You ain't building no buildings. You're sitting at a desk and Grubhub has a keg at their office that you guys are allowed to drink anytime. So last time I checked, you go fucking party. What are we talking about? Oh, what a day. Oh, what a week. And it goes back to mindset. How are you viewing shit? How are you going through this life? Are you dragging your knuckles, looking at the ground, or are you pulling your shoulders back, chin up, chest out, letting the world see you, bringing your experiences with you, bringing your energy with you to tie it all together with what you were just saying, right? And we all need days to rest. We all need days to reset, or else we wouldn't be ready for the week, right? I had to take a day this weekend and then hit it hard on Sunday. I mean, are you willing to work 12 hours on Sunday? 15 hours. I mean, I worked 7 to 10 last night, 7 to 10, boom, on a Sunday, while 99% of the population were sitting around with their hand in their pants watching fucking football. Oh, I'm a Bears fan. They're going to be better one day. Caleb Williams sometime he's going to score a touchdown. Oh, I just love. Do you know that tight end? Oh, do you know that slot receiver? Oh, do you know that running back? Oh, guess what this defense? You know those stats? I'm like, who gives a fuck? The world's about to fucking implode, and you're worried about what the fuck the Bears are doing on 3rd and 7. Who cares? There's so much more to this life than just that shit. And man, if you're resonating with that message, if you're not wasting your Sundays, and don't get it twisted. I still watched football yesterday. I still had it going on, but I was still getting shit accomplished. I wasn't just sitting there letting the TV watch me. What choices are you making? And maybe those choices dictate directly whether or not you're willing to keep going or whether or not you throw in the towel. How about that, Swore One?
Bro, Malka, he said it this morning. Hey, all the things going on in the world, and if you go to the X app and you see what's trending right now, hey, it's this football game, that football game, this football game. And, hey, what did they say in Rome, right? Give them a big old Coliseum and things to do and a little bit of bread, and you'll never have a revolt. Really, that's really what happens, right? And
300 concurrence. 300 concurrence. We're at 300 concurrence. What the fuck is going on? Sorry, Swore.
I love it, man. Hey, I'm telling you. So, biggest thing that I will say though is why isn't the things in your life trending for you that you want to do? We talk about the 4 or 5 things, or maybe you don't even know about the 4 or 5 things, but so I'll introduce you. One of the things that we do is we make sure that on a daily basis, we don't get spread too thin, right? As Diamond Ham fam, we realize there's a lot going on in the world. And yeah, we don't really care about the price of tea in China because A, we're not drinking tea right now, and we're also not in China. So as Capp would say, what are we worried about?
The price of corn in America, motherfucker.
Thank you very much. So if we're worried about that, right, then what should really matter is how am I making my day better? Am I putting too many things in front of me? So therefore, I don't have the singular focus to understand, is my family okay? Is my finances okay? And was my credit okay? How's my mental health? How's my physical health? How are those things doing? Because if I can take care of those things, nobody else can ever take anything else away from me. That's the difference. A lot of people will go out there and they can take your friendships, your girlfriends, and all those things, but they can't take your knowledge. They can't take the relationships you built with your family and put those together. And if your family's doing good, then you're fine, right? And if your finances are good and you can stand on your wallet when things go bad, that's really what you need to be able to do. Then you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, what's going to happen if this happens. You just, hey, you know what? Hey, I got a flat tire. That's okay. I got me a little nest egg. I'll just call them Big O and they'll get me a tire, right? And if you wake up in the morning ready for greatness and you have a routine, like I said, I got to change my routine a little bit because we have this going, but I look forward to that challenge. It's only going to make me better. As a matter of fact, if anything, it's going to gain me anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half more of my day where I can be more effective to handle those 4 or 5 things. So when I get done with the day, I know that I'm going to have compound interest based on what I did today. That's going to help me tomorrow to get better, right? And I was watching something last night and it talked about, hey, everybody that tries to go out there and be a sniper shot and just hit that one spot, get that. Let's make sure we get that one. I'm going to do this perfect, right? This could be my magnum opus. Well, you know what? They've done some studies about that, and they've graded photographers, if you will, on, hey, you're going to be graded on taking one picture, and that one picture's got to be the end-all, be-all, that your whole assignment is that. And then they take half the class, and they say, your whole assignment is you're going to take as many pictures as you can, and you're going to try to make the most amount of pictures in that time. And it's funny, the people that had to take the most amount of pictures took the best pictures. So that doesn't mean you're trying to hit a home run every time. You're just taking swings every single day. You're taking the strikes, the balls of life, and you are doing what you can with them. I promise you this, not every home run is hit from a strike right down the center. Sometimes they are 3-2. They got no choice. The ball is iffy. They're not sure if it's going to be outside the box, and they swing with all their might, and boom, that thing goes over the fence, right? That's the mindset we're trying to give you, is as long as you're swinging every single day, as long as you're getting up and you're watching every pitch, again, the 5 things that come through, right? We all get 5 pitches and then you're out. Funny how that works, right? It's like, so if you watch those 5 pitches and you manage those the right way, you're going to get on base more often than not. And when you get on base, when you score, you can be proud of all that effort you put in. That's how you earn a win. That's how you get the wins. That's how you put points up on the board. And that's how you get every single day to count right there, Cap.
Son of a bitch. You saw me going off right there. Holy shit. That baseball analogy? Oh, come on. A game's so beautiful it's got to be played on diamonds. Come on now. What you know about that, huh? What you know about that, huh? Oh my goodness. He said, not every home run is going to be a strike. And as long as you're swinging every day and watching the 5 pitches, you'll eventually hit that home run. I'll be a son of a bitch.
How about
Got
them
me
diamonds,
fired
huh?
up. How about
Check
them
them
diamonds
diamonds
behind
out.
you? How about them diamonds? A little crown on top, a little forging fuel. How about that, huh? What you know about that? Little production value. Hey, I love what you said. I look forward to the challenge, man. And I thought about DZ too. I don't know if you guys have been seeing it. Their production value is pretty good around here. He's been doing a pretty good job here so far this morning. I've been liking it. And I said to him last night, I said, I know it's going to be a challenge, man, but I wouldn't ask you if I didn't believe in you. You're not going to fuck it up. There's no way you can mess it up. Even if you did, there's still nobody's going to know the difference. It's all good. We'll figure this shit out. It's all going to be a challenge. This is all a challenge, but I thrive in challenge. If I don't have pressure, if I don't have a little tightening of my life, then I know I'm not getting better. I know I'm just staying in the same spot. Grass is growing under my feet. So what's the point? What's the point of what I'm doing? I got to make a shift. I got to make a move. Let me go water grass somewhere else, see how green I can make it. Who's to say? Who's to know? Man, what an opening segment of the first Forge and Fuel live in prime time. We got over 300 concurrent viewers. I'm seeing names that I ain't seen forever in the comments section. Shout out to all of you. And we got a soundboard. Look at that. And we got a soundboard. Man, talk about it. Hey, Swirl One, you got any other triggers stripped, anything in between? I'd like to dive into the second segment of the day if you don't.
Man, I'm just here for it. I really enjoyed it. As a matter of fact, I was writing. I got a whole bunch of notes over here and stuff I'll definitely use. I'm telling you, yeah. Yeah, I got you. I'm with it. Keep it going, bro. What do we got? Let's go.
Oh, I think you're gonna like this, my man. I think you're really gonna like this. Me and Deez went through a couple of them last night, and damn, these are heaters. So, my friends, that does it for the first segment of the day. Your sharpening session. Kind of like your motivation minutes. We'll go back and forth like that. We'll dive down some rabbit holes. Again, reminder, if you had any triggers tripped, if you wanted some additional perspective, if a question came to your mind while we were talking, you thought, ooh, I want to ask that. We make time for that. The third segment of the day is called Answers from the Anvil, and we will be diving into the comment section, answering all your questions, giving you additional perspective, whatever it might be. So make sure you drop it in the comment section if you haven't already. If you got something burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, our guy Deez will keep an eye on the comment section and drop that down on the screen once we hit that third segment of the day. But my friends, it is time now for your second official segment of the day, the first ever of many, the Reaction Refinery. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We keep this proverbial show train steaming on down the tracks into the second segment of the day. And your Reaction Refinery, my friend, since this is our first show, is going to be, well, official first show, live in prime time on YouTube, whatever you want to call it, 573rd, but first, whatever way you want to look at it, who cares? The second segment of the day, me and Swirl are going to be watching some videos, watching some clips, maybe reading a quote or two, maybe just diving into some things we saw on the timeline. And obviously with Reaction Refinery, we're giving some reactions. We're giving some perspectives. We're giving some thoughts. We're going to refine the message down. Maybe we agree with the person. Maybe we completely disagree with the person. Maybe we got a whole different perspective. Maybe we think they're regurgitating shit they heard on the internet and we want to spit it to your real spill. Who's to say, who's to know? But I got 3 videos today, short ones, nothing crazy. They're less than a minute long. And then I got one quote that I think is pretty badass that I think will stir up some thoughts. So let's get this cranking. We begin the second segment with the first video. We go to the same gym. We go to the same gym. Kick it off, Deez. Get after it.
Me and Sequoia go to the same gym.
Me too. Me too.
Me and Sequoia
listen to this,
same
though.
weights, different sizes.
Listen.
Me and Sequoia listen to the same music over the speakers at the gym. How come me and Sequoia don't look the same? It's the gym's fault.
Oh.
It's the weight's fault.
Oh.
When he leaves the gym, he takes the gym with him.
There it is.
When he leaves the gym, he goes, I went to the gym, so I can't eat that. I went to the gym, so I can't do that. When I leave the gym, I want the gym to justify the rest of my week.
Listen to
Well, I
that.
went to the gym, so I can't eat that. I went to the gym, so I can do that. I mean,
Dude, that's what I
you ever
do.
been to the same church, had different faith? I read the same Bible. How come you have faith for miracles and I don't? How come you got faith and I don't? It's not God's fault. It's not the church's fault. It's not the book's fault. It's not the Bible's fault. The worship song's not. He lets the gym change his life. I use the gym to justify my life. How many times have you said on Friday
Dude, that
night,
hits
I'll
so
go out
hard.
tonight, but I'll make sure I'm praying on Sunday morning.
Oh my goodness.
Spiritual people use spiritual things to change their life. Carnal people want spiritual things to bless their life.
I'm jumping right up on
Come
here.
on.
So
Come
this
on.
last week. Okay, so there's something, I do a lot of consulting work for businesses. And so one of the things that happened to me about 45 days ago is one of my dealers actually put me on notice and put the entire crew that I had on notice. Hey, we're not happy. This, what you're doing isn't working. Right. And so we had to come up with something to make something happen. And so I got the best of the best to go in and do what we do the best. And I set up this entire, well, let's just put it this way. I gave the instructions very explicit on what was to happen going forward. And I got to tell you, when he says I went to the same gym and I don't look like this, okay, this just happened. And I was in the office of this same client. And he goes, hey, let me talk to you. And I don't ever get a lot of time with this person. He says, hey, I got to ask you a question. He's like, what is it that's different? Why is it different? Because what's happening right now is completely different than anything I've ever seen. And I said, you know what? We're not using magic pins. We don't have pixie dust. We're not dropping anything special or amazing out there. But here's where the difference is. My people went in with a purpose. They knew exactly what to do. They knew that every rep counted and they didn't lose their form process in the process, right? There are people that go in every single day, like we've talked about before, and bump across those guardrails of life. And they never realize that the process, if it's exactly the same every day, they're going to get more out of it. The reason why that guy looks better than the other guy is because every damn rep counts for that guy. You know why the numbers were better with my people in there? Because they didn't let everything around them get involved in what they were doing at that moment. They were washing the dishes while they were supposed to be washing the dishes. That's why they came out so damn clean, right? So really, when it comes down to the end of it, that person said to me, well, when your people come in and they deal with my people in my business, it's embarrassing because the people that are in my business do this every day in here and they can't do what you're doing. And I literally said it. It's complacency and laziness. These people don't know what it means to take every rep every single time. At the very end, what that gym is or what that pin is or what that barbell is literally just a tool. How you use it's up to you. We can all lift it certain ways. Some will lift it more, some will lift it to the point of failure, and some will lift it 5 times and said they did the job. So how you handle that tool is going to show the effectiveness of not only the tool, but the quality of the job.
And do you use those tools to justify your life or improve your life? And that's one of the things he said in there that really got me, man. He says, see, Sequoia goes to the gym to improve his life. I go to the gym to justify my life. Oh, I worked really hard today. I read that book, so now I can go watch porn. Oh, I did that thing. Oh, I can go throw my hand in my pants and watch Netflix all day. Oh, I worked really hard in my business, so now I can just go scroll through social media for the next 5 hours, right? The justification of because I went to the gym or, oh, I worked hard or, they even talked obviously that he was kind of a preacher and that was kind of a Sunday sermon, right? He talks about like, are you going to church and you're a church person, right? I think about that. And those churchy people. That's why I don't go to church. People just like there's that church person, right? And they use the church to justify the way they act, the way they move in the world, the way, I'm a sinner. God forgives me. Yeah, no kidding. But maybe you should try and live your life like he asked you to. He's going to forgive you no matter what, but maybe you should try living your life in accordance with what he asked. Maybe bringing light to him, maybe showing others, like we said before, is that your mentor? Right? If you say you're a believer and you're around here out on the streets looking like a total goofball, looking like the furthest thing away from the believer, why would other people believe? Why would atheists pick up the book and believe? Why would those who don't think that God is even real believe? Because they've seen in believers and Christians, most especially, I'm going to call you Christians out right now. I'm like, hey, cancel me on episode 1. They've seen them set the wrong precedent. They've seen them do the wrong things, and they've seen them use these books and these messages to justify their shitty lives instead of using them to improve them and help improve the lives of others. Talk about a banger to get us started, huh? And do you want change or do you want blessings? Spiritual people use spiritual things to enact change. Carnal people use spiritual things to get blessings. Do you want real change or do you want blessings? Because last time I checked, if I change and I become the best version of me, then all I get is blessings. What a thought. What a perspective. Who's to say, who's to know? Let's go, Swirl One. I told you like this, baby. Come on.
Hey, all I gotta say, it just goes back to every rep counts. I cannot say that enough. How you do anything is how you do everything. If you literally don't take exactly what literally, you've got to be intentional for everything you're doing on a daily basis.
150%. All right, my friends, there's our perspective on video 1. We go to the same gym. I like that one. That was some good shit right there. Our second video for the Reaction Refinery today, it's easy to be in the 1%.
No one lives in reality. Everyone uses alcohol to avoid their pain. No one's in good shape. No one eats real food. Everyone's given up on their dreams. You need to realize that it is literally so easy to get into the 1% nowadays. If you just look around at all of your competition, everyone is a consumer. Everyone is having their mind and their body hijacked and manipulated by the world around them, and they do not have the presence and health to think for themselves. You need to stop consuming and start creating. Stop thinking and start acting. And most importantly, you need to start filling your mind with things that serve you and inspire you to do more in this life. You have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity sitting in front of you right now, and the only person that is holding you back is yourself.
Another little fire flame there for you, baby. I told you you were going to like this second segment now. Hey, are you being hijacked and manipulated, or are you controlling your ship? Are you flying your plane, or is somebody sending radars into the plane and hijacking your electronics and making you think some other way and making you go down a path and buy into the timeline and, oh, it's red versus blue and, oh, I believe in this politician and blah, 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 blah. That's what they want. It's what they want. They want you believing that. They want you going to McDonald's and Wendy's and Arby's and Subway and fucking you name it. They don't want you going to the gym. They want you shopping at the terrible places. They want you to keep your life short and your mind weak. It is why one of the first sentences in the Diamond Hand Creed, it is my mission to keep my life long and my mind strong. That is exactly what this video was talking about. This whole world is trying to take it all away from you, and it is so easy. If you just choose to make little decisions when everybody's going left, you're standing at the fork in the road, you see the rainbows, puppy dogs, and unicorns that everybody's going after, and you shift your vision to the muck and mire in the valley of the shadow of death, and you say, you know what? I choose to be the baddest MFer in the valley today. I'm going to go see what that's like. While everybody out here is getting their free pills, just shut up and take your pills, right? Jordan Peterson in his book, The 12 Rules for Life, he talked about it in the 4th chapter. Everybody just wants you to shut up and take your pills. Take your medicine. Stop talking back. Take what we tell you. Shut the fuck up and get back in line. Well, not me. I'm standing tall. I'm going to say what I believe. I'm going to speak what I believe. And obviously, we're producing right now. Hello, live in the flesh. And here's something I've really been taken to heart is I do a lot of consuming, right? I wouldn't be able to find these videos if I didn't consume. I wouldn't be able to produce the content I do, whether it's just regular posts or something like this, if I didn't constantly consume. But I produce while I consume. It's again that mindset. If I see somebody say, "Oh, I could bring that to Forge and Fuel. Oh, I could make that. Oh, I could. That could be a thoughts from a balcony. Oh shit, this could be a clip I could put out from D." Everything I'm always producing while I'm consuming and not just sitting there. You know, there is a time and a place for the TV to watch you, for the phone to watch you, to just let the brain just totally ooze out. But that's 1% of the time. 99% of the time, you should be locked in, making those little choices and making it that much easier for you to be part of the 1%.
Bro, that first part of what he just said, you know, everybody in the world is giving up on their dreams. Everybody in the world is giving up on all they settle, right? And it is so easy these days to shine and to be brighter than everybody else because their lights are just so dim. They're so on this even plane. And here's the worst part about it. Everybody's like, hey, you know, I don't want to be average. Well, that's what everybody is. And if you think about it, average is so scary because average is the sum of the best and the worst. So when you think about being average, you're just above the worst of the worst all the way down, right? Because everybody above you is excelling. They're above average. So in order to be better than somebody else, it literally takes 2 more steps, 1 more step than another person. It takes a little bit longer stride. Maybe that's why we say 1% better every day, because a lot of people don't even think about getting 1% better every day. All they're trying to do is just make it to 8 o'clock, make it to 5 o'clock, make it to the spot where they can go have a drink or where they can finally go and lay down and pass out and forget about the world. But guess what? Like Mama Capp said one time, you wake up, the world's still there. The problems are still there. That's a big one. And here's the worst part about it. You know, people talk about not being able to afford groceries and gas and buying their own homes. And a lot of that stuff is great. It's great to have those things. But I promise you this, I could show you a homeowner who has to replace a roof for $20,000 and they don't have the 20 grand. I can show you a guy that lives in a $1 million house that has a hard time paying the payment. I can show you somebody who's lived in a house that's paid off that has a hard time paying the property taxes, right? So there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of these great things that we talk about, but they don't know how to use them. Some people are so broke they can't even pay attention. And that's where the issue comes in. I'm just telling you. So they sit back and they literally watch the TV or let the TV watch them, or they help to get those football games trending instead of trying to figure out what's going to make them better and doing the reps every single day and starting their business today, or maybe just starting to lift weights a little bit every day so they can start prolonging that life for their family, for themselves, or for whatever it is they're trying to find out there. You can't do it without your health. So I think, to me, when you think about being average, just understand average is the water line that separates the people who don't want to do anything to the people that are doing everything.
So broke they don't even pay attention. I'm gonna put out a quote a little later on in the week. It says most people are careless with their money until they come to the end of it, and unfortunately, so are most people with their time. About that. Yeah. That part. Woo! That's video number 2, reaction number 2. Let's get into the third one of the day. What is a male's advantage?
Очень короткий вопрос, да? Это то, что Дима начал спрашивать. В чем достоинство мужчин? Главное достоинство мужчин.
Главное достоинство. В силе.
В силе все-таки?
Конечно. А сила – это все. Сила – это щедрость, это великодушие, это терпение. Сила – это любовь. У мужчины главное в силе, потому что мужчина несет на своих плечах свою семью и весь остальной мир.
A man carries on his shoulders the weight of his family and the weight of the world. Strength. And not But notice you see how big that motherfucker was? You see how big Alexander was? You see how scary that son of a bitch was? And he didn't say,
It was the voice, though.
I'm strength, and I'm imposing, and I'm so much stronger than
Bro,
women.
did you see the way he looked at it? He was like,
Right. What did he say? He said love and peace and generosity and kindness. That's true strength. That's true stoicism. That's when we say the male advantage, that is the advantage. Unfortunately, females are emotional beings. They're emotional creatures. And as a man, it is our strength to control our emotions and to be able to lead others in their own emotional journey, whatever the case might be. Strength, it comes in so many different forms. Patience. How hard is it to have patience, the strength of, or peace, just to be in your present moment and relax and chill out? So many people don't have peace. You just look on people's faces as you're going about the day. They don't have that strength. They're weak. You can see it. They're worried. They're nervous. They're fearful. They can't even look you in the eyes when they have a conversation. They have no strength. So if you can find that strength, if you can tap into that, whether you're a male or a female, I just thought that was some great perspective. What do you think about that, Swirl One?
bro, I tell you, it's important to understand that a man is really at control when he can be patient when everybody else is going crazy. I tell you, there's no better place to see that than airports. People just act nuts. And if you have the patience to sit there and be stoic, watch, help, all of that matters in those situations. And I'll tell you, I talk it all the time. Be your own hero. There's nobody out there that's going to save the man. That's just all there is to it. They're looking for you to handle yourself. You have to hold you. Nobody else is going to do it for you. And I look at that too. Like there's been a lot of times where I've looked for something for somebody and realized that what am I doing? I should be able to provide that for myself. I saw a gentleman the other day at the Marriott getting mad over something, and it was time. I get it. He was waiting for an hour for something. I get it. But, this guy was, he had probably 30 years on me, and he was sitting there, and there was a lobby full of people, and you could tell, just upset. And the young lady behind the counter, you could tell it wasn't her fault. It wasn't her fault. She didn't have anything to do with it. And all of a sudden he's, MFing her. And the next thing you know, he slams his hand on the desk and says, I'm very unhappy. And he walks away, and I look at him, and I'm just like, that right there, just the way he reacted in front of public, it shows me a lot about his character. It shows me a lot about how this man works every single day. Because I tell you, as a man in my own feet, I tell you, nothing speaking that less on him, but you would never catch me acting out like that in front of people. I understand if it's not their fault, it's not their fault. I understand that if God's put me in a position to have to sit there for another hour, so be it. At least I'm still alive to be able to enjoy it. There's reasons for everything that happens in this world. And whether it's you being held back for 30 minutes to something, or you actually, putting yourself in the right position to be there on time, that's not by accident. It all happens because of the way you started your day or the way things happen. So truth be told, I don't look at people when they lose their mind in public and think, man, that guy's powerful or strong. Or, hey, I should be angry or watch out for that man. Oh, he's mad. I don't think that way. I look at it and I have pity on him, and I pray for that person. I say, hey, or I try to help. Or if I'm the next person up, like I was with that person right there, you know what I did? Walked up, I was super nice. Said, hey, how you doing? Long time no see. What's going on? I got a real easy one. Okay. And then had fun. She immediately forgot about that whole explanation. Explanation of that whole situation that just happened. And it didn't need any explanation of how her day was or anything. I could see it on her face, and I just changed it that moment.
Easy money. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. You talk about that hotel situation. It wasn't her fault. When we had the second annual J&J weekend getaway, I was riding down to St. Louis, and we had called in like a week before to get early check-in and get some stuff done. And we had the Prezi suite, and we were doing it, right? And I called in on the way down there, and somewhere things had gotten crossed backwards, and we couldn't get early check-in. And we found out that when we got down there, somebody was already in the presidential suite. He wasn't going to be out till the day. My first knee-jerk reaction was, what the fuck? Do you realize how much fucking money we're bringing you this weekend? Do you realize everything, like all the conversations we've had, how much work I put into this? And you're like, what the fuck? And that started to come out on this poor little girl, Sydney. I'll never forget her name. and finally I said, whoa, wait a minute. Hey, I'm sorry, Sydney. We'll see you when you see you. I'm sure we'll figure something out. And when we got there, I made sure to have a t-shirt and a cookie in my hand and say, hey, that's not how we operate. That's not how I want to, even though I didn't get real testy or anything, I didn't cuss you or whatever. I want you to know who's coming here this weekend. I don't want you to think you're going to have to deal with a bunch of fucking assholes and all this and that. I want you to know it's going to be all good. That was my fault. That's on me. So I had to start that trip off with an apology. I did. And I didn't want to. I had to fucking eat crow and walk in and, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to react like that. But can you do that? Or do you overreact and then slam your hand down on the desk? I'm not happy and just walk away and then leave people worse than you found them. How about that?
Dude, that guy was asking for something. He says, I don't know what you're going to do to compensate me, but I'm very angry. And I'm sitting there thinking, why would I want anything from this young lady for, I mean, I understand my time's important, but at the same time, if it's not her fault, I don't know.
Oh, shit. We got one more quote to react to. I got 3 videos and a quote today. We are 5 away from 400 concurrent viewers. Shout out to all of you amazing human beings starting your day the right way here at Forge and Fuel, baby. Hit me with that air horn, D's. Hit me with that air horn, D's.
Live TV.
Hit me with that air horn, D's.
He's trying.
Live production. Yeah.
Hey, we'll get better at that. I promise. We'll be more on cue as we move forward.
We're trying. Hey, look.
Not bad for the first one, if you ask me.
Not bad. Only 3 times.
That was the boom. Oh, man. You can see the blue screen of death just happened.
All right, my friends.
He knew. He fucked up. It was at this moment that he knew.
Oh, shit. All right. I got one more for us. I'm going to share this one. This is a quote I got. I found this. I'll read it. I'll throw it up on the screen, then I'll read it as well. Where am I at? I'm over here. Let me share this. See, this is why we got these. All right. Let me pop this full screen. It says, today I learned about a new term called a glimmer, which is the opposite of a trigger. Glimmers are those moments in your day that make you feel joy, happiness, peace, or gratitude. Once you train your brain to be on the lookout for glimmers, these tiny moments will appear more and more. Glimmers.
Hey, it's new to me, man. I wrote it
Glimmer.
down. I'm going to be glimmered, I think. Is that how you say it? How do you use it?
Glimmering, glimmerish, glimmered. I don't know, but what I do know.
I was glimmered by Capp when he said something.
Yeah, I was glimmered. I was glimmered. Yeah, I think that's right. I'm glimmered. I'm glimmered. Put it on a t-shirt. Who's to say, who's to know? But everybody, everybody says I'm triggered. I'm triggered. Oh, that's a triggering thing. That's a trigger.
I don't say that.
I don't either.
Unless
I almost
triggered in here, which is different. Because I don't say I'm triggered in the sake of, hey, something got me all fired up. But hey, you tripped my trigger. That's
bro. I almost didn't want to share this because of how much of a buzzword trigger has become. Right? Oh, I'm triggered. Right? And it's just like mental health. You know, I was watching a podcast the other day. It's almost become a badge of honor for the American society of people to have mental health issues and to complain about, oh, I take this Xanax and I pop this pill and I do this and oh, this dog saved my life. She saved my life mental health wise. Shut the fuck up, Sally. Seriously, like learn to control yourself. Learn to control your brain. You don't need a pill. You don't need this. You don't need that. Stop it. It's just ridiculous. And then people start just living their life like that and looking for things that are going to upset them and things that are going to trip their triggers negatively and going to send them down a rabbit hole. What's the alternative, huh, Live Dog? Why wouldn't you want to look at shit opposite? Why wouldn't you want to look at shit in a positive light? Say, you know what? Ooh, that let me know I'm on my path. Ooh, that let me know I'm doing the right thing. That thing right there. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Hey, all right. That gave me a little joy. That gave me a little gratitude. And if you can just search for those glimmers in the day, Sorrel One, I think you'll be doing all right.
No, I agree with you. I like that. I don't know if I can ever keep using the word glimmer, but I'll try to at least keep the essence of the word. I do look for those rays of light throughout the day that do make me feel better though. When people actually say things and they kind of, and I may not notice it right away, but later on I'll think back on it. Hey, that person gave me a compliment. I didn't even think about that. Right. Just like when somebody said the other day, I didn't recognize you. You look like a brand new person. It's like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. That right there makes me feel better because it shows that I'm working my ass off and I feel good about it. Right. There was a person the other day that I talked to that said, hey, I remember you from this class you did, man. Your energy is crazy. I don't know how you're doing it here and still doing it there. Right. That's the other thing is when people validate that you really are the person that you say you are all the time, You don't have to fake it, because you know what? People always ask, is he like this all the time? Is he always this energetic? Because I'm like, bro, here we are at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, whatever. And I'm ready to rock. I don't care if it's 9 o'clock. And I came back from the DJ party the day at 10 o'clock, and I was hopping around like a madman, ready to go. And that's after flights. That's after going out with other folks. That's why doing all my stuff, having meetings, doing all that, and then still having time to do the, the things that you love. I think when you're intrinsically motivated, you find ways to glimmer without having to worry about other people doing it for you, right? That's what you're giving yourself, is the opportunities every day to win. When you can validate for yourself that, yeah, I've been working out and it works for me. You know why most people don't feel any good is because they eat like shit, they don't work out, and they don't say kind things to themselves. That's the thing, that self-talk. You got to say nice things to yourself always. That checkup from the neck up. Hey, how we doing? Hey, I'm feeling pretty. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, I'm good. Right. I don't need anything to tell me how I'm doing today. I can feel it in myself. I just have to check in with my own self sometimes to see what my level's at.
How we living? How we living? Me, myself, and I. Check up from the neck up, baby. Come on! Woo! Got me going over here, man. I tell you what, these first 2 segments, I think we got something here, Swirl One. We should take this show on the road. Who's to know? 400 concurrent viewers. What in the world's happening? Oh!
Look at Deezy. Let's go.
There he is. Hey, I was looking at the comments when he was talking a second ago. And Angel goes, "My boy Deezy was macking on his Greek yogurt." Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, my friends, who's to say, who's to know? One time for the one time. There is your first and second segment of the day. Let's steam into the third segment and get this show wrapped up for the day. It is time for Answers from the Anvil. Wow. I'm telling you, that just gives me fired the F up. So I kind of been looking around, and I know Deezy's been in the comment section too. I didn't see any questions as I just kind of did a quick scroll, but I did see a lot of quotes and a lot of good stuff people were saying. So maybe we can just pop those up on the screen and just kind of give some shouts to some people and give a little perspective. But as a reminder, what we want to do for this third segment, everybody, is really be a resource for you. If you got a question, hey, how do I do XYZ? Hey, when you come upon this issue, how do you not give up? Or whatever the case might be. If it's just burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul while we're talking, drop it in the comment section. We'll pop it up on the screen. We'll talk about it. We'll give you some perspective. And something I'm also thinking about doing as well is starting an email for the show. Something like askfnf@outlook.com or something like that. That way you can email us your questions too. That way, if we do have a day like this where there's not many questions in the comments, then we can come back. And of course, if you're not listening or watching rather live and you're watching the recording, you can always drop those down in the comment section too. And we'll come back to that comment section and check and see if there's any questions in there for the next show. And we'll pull some of those from the previous show over to the next day's show. And also, if it gets to where there's 5, 10, 20 questions, which I'm anticipating there most likely will be eventually, we'll kind of slim those down to like 3 questions a day, and then we'll keep pushing those questions over and over. So, D's, pick out some good stuff. What do we got? Even a dead fish can go with the flow for Mama Capp. Shout out Mama Bear. For those of you that don't know, you won't know. That's my mom right there live in prime time. Kim Jones. Thank you, Ma, for being here. All your love, all your support. Appreciate you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me, supporting Swirl, being a faux mama to Swirl too. I absolutely
Mute Monday, baby. Damn right it is.
Muted
Shout out to
Monday.
the grandpas, right there. If you don't have your dad,
if you don't know, you won't know.
Or hey,
Wilmington.
how about them Grandpa Abe cups? You know what I mean?
Don't let me forget GACCXDHMG. D's, don't let us forget that. We got to remind the people, make sure they can come talk to us on Spaces tonight too. Looking great. Loving this new Forge and Fuel. Can't wait to see all the segments. LFG. Shout out, Chris. I swole my. Been a long time since you got to see that on the timeline. I swole my. I'm telling you what, I'm a pitting out fool. I'm not going to show it again, but if you've been watching, I've been pitting out bad. It is what I do. It's at this time of the year too, when it starts to get a little cooler, my body runs real hot, and then it's just It is what it is. So you guys can make fun of me all you want. It ain't gonna fucking affect me.
Why you wear black shirts, bro?
Yeah, I know. I kind of fucked up this morning. Hyperhidrosis is what it is. We never give up and we never surrender. We just keep pushing through the flames. Shout out Mrs. Metal, aka Debbie Estes. We love the Esteses around here at the Diamond Hand fam. If you don't know, you won't know. We don't only hold, we hold each other up.
Let's
go. You see it there? I was actually wearing my whole tank the other day, and a guy at the gym, he's like, bro, that tank is badass. Where did you get that? I was like, it's mine. It's my brand. Mine and Shine Apparel.
That's
Pretty
right.
cool to say that. What you look for, you find. Damn straight. What you focus on gets bigger. Who's to say, who's to know, JK Big Time? My man. Absolutely love it. I see Demola in there too. Shit. It takes strength to push through obstacles. If you want to move mountains, you have to put the work in. Work on the inside and the outside will follow along. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out Mrs. Metal. Get the inside, Mr. Metal. Get the inside right and the outside will follow along. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Good to see Demola in there too. I know I just shouted you out. You're right above that comment there. I saw you. We ain't seen D Money in a while. Oh, look at Live Dog. This is so great. The big pivot. Yes, sir, Bob. We got our friends over at Radio Free Hub City, my friends. If you don't follow Radio Free Hub City, I highly suggest you do. They do not pay me to shill them. They do not pay me to tell you about them. But my friend, Mr. Ken Buckler, and his great co-host, Miss BB, they got a show and a half over there. And if you're tired of the bullshit, you're tired of the nonsense, and you want the truth, go check out Radio Free Hub City. Great morning from Carolina.
Hey, I'm gonna jump in here real quick.
Give it to me.
I see a comment down there, and I was thinking about I was wiped out yesterday, so I did not get the financial class going tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do. We're gonna do it Wednesday night. We don't have anything going Wednesday night, right? Nightcap?
No, not nightcap for now. That for the time being, no.
So then we'll probably do it at nightcap time, 8:00 Wednesday night. I'll have everything ready to go. And if you're in the gateway, you know what I'm talking about. I got some great stuff. We'll do the first one Wednesday, and then we'll do the follow-up on the Sunday after, so it's fresh, so that you got two connections in there. So Thank you for that. There you go.
I'll follow up with you too on that, Swirl. Most likely I'll just have you like host the show, just like doing what you're doing, just open up a live room or whatever. And I will, in the gateway, I will put a reminder out in the DHMG events. I'll make a little blurb and everything in there too. And if you guys aren't in the gateway and you're saying, what the fuck are they talking about the gateway? Well, it is our home. If you wonder what the Diamond Hand Media Group is, we're not just a content platform. We are an elite group, an elite network of growth-minded individuals. A lot of the names you've been hearing us shout out this morning are our OGs. They are the foundation of this company and of where we are right now. They've allowed us to get here today. And this platform, the Gateway, is a platform of mental, physical, financial growth. You're never going to find negativity. You're never going to find bullshit. You'll always find answers to your questions, and you will truly be surrounded by a group of human beings that are only concerned with your success. They don't want anything from you, but they want everything for you. So if you're looking for that, you need a group of human beings. Even if you don't need a group of human beings and you think you can bring some value to some people, slide on through. And if you want to connect with us deeper on the show, it kind of doubles as a Patreon as well. You want to ask some questions. Maybe we have some guests on. You get to know about things before anybody else does. Hop into Gateway. Come join us. You can find that in our link tree in the bio of all of our social medias, or right down there somewhere in the summary of this here episode. Also, shout out. Who was I just going to shout out to?
88 Rexer, right there.
What?
Thanks for the motivation. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop it up. Hold on. I got to shout out Teddy Logan, though. Check for you. It's flat. Talking about the earth when we talked about that earlier. Love the show. Shout out, Ted. Big love, my boy. You the man. And then 88 Rexer. No idea who you are, but welcome to the show, baby. You're more than welcome. It's a pleasure. We're just doing our job. We're just trying to get your day started the right way here at Fortune Fuel, baby. Hell yeah. We got anything else good in there, D's? Anybody? Anything perspective-wise? Anything shifting? I'll do a quick scroll, too. Looks like we hit the good ones. All right. Hell yeah. Let's go, baby. Appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you tuning in live. We've been over 400 concurrent viewers for the last 30 minutes or so. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, my friends.
Oh, it's Luz. It's Luz de la Paz.
Oh, it's Hey, what's up, Lucy? Good to see you, sweetheart. Hey, shout out to one of our newest official members of the Diamond Hand fam and our guy Jason Wigman down there. Shout out DGen Moons, our newest officialist members of the Diamond Hand Media Group. What does that mean? They got their challenge coins and they're official 1%ers, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! But my friends, oh, look at this guy. Look at that sexy son bitch. Damn. Look at that. Damn. Look at that sexy motherfucker. I tell you what, you better tell somebody. Shout out, G-Lu. We appreciate you. But my friends, this show will be about an hour and a half, somewhere in between that ballpark. Obviously, the first one's going to be a little bit longer, and we're right about that hour and a half mark. So, Swore One. Hell of a first show, if I do say so myself, here at episode 573. You got any closing comments, thoughts, reminders, perspectives, or anything in between for episode 573, my man?
Just appreciate everybody showing up. And this was long time coming. A lot of work went into just getting here. And shout out to DZ for kicking ass behind the scenes. Can't say enough about that guy keeping us looking good, keeping the screens flipping. We're trying all kinds of new stuff over here. We're going to keep it going. I'm going to tell you, it's always fresh and new at start, and we want to keep it that way as we keep moving forward. This pivot feels good to me. You're going to see me in different areas. I'm either going to be in here, which I'll continue to upgrade this, and then if I'm not in here, I'll be in a hotel room. So you might see me next time, and it might be a different background. So you'll know if I'm out on a tin can somewhere across this great land, or I might just be here in the office. But I appreciate everybody. Don't forget GAC Spaces tonight at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 9 on the Eastern side of things and very early on the other side of things. So don't forget about that. Also, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button. Shout out to everybody out there. Put something in the comments. Let us know where you're from, what you're doing in the comments. I'd love to see that. Also, let us know what you like about this show and anything that you guys might want to or maybe have gotten from the show, maybe a takeaway or something. We'd love to see that too. It's good to see how we're connecting with everybody out there. So, hey, I got to tell you, I be on a time clock. I'm a grandpa into time. It's going to be a great day. Monday's ready to go. I'm fired up. Hey, kick some ass. It's the last week of September. This year is flying by. Spooky season's here. My neighbors already have pumpkins outside. So, hey, stop waiting. Get the stuff done. Thank you for being here. Forge and Fuel, Swirl One. I'm signing off.
Appreciate you, Swirl One. Hell of a first show, if I do say so myself. Appreciate the hell out of you. All the insights, all the perspective. I thought this was just knockdown, drag out. And we want to keep this momentum going. You said it. We're going to keep it flowing. We're going to keep it fresh. We're going to keep it vibrant. It's not just going to be the same thing over and over and over again. We're going to work to get guests on. We're going to work to make new segments. We're going to work to just make everything DHMG and GACC as best as we possibly can for anyone who wants to be involved. And Swirl said it. If you had a trigger tripped, if we said something that made you laugh, made you cry, made you think, got those juices flowing, something burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, well, let us know about it. Let others know about it. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Make sure you don't miss any live show. Hit that like button. If you got something out of it today, let the world know. Drop down a comment. Go out on a timeline and say, holy shit, these fucking guys. I did not think it was going to be like this, but these motherfuckers, you got to tune in. I don't know why you didn't tune in today, but you better be there tomorrow, baby, because Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern until about 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m. Eastern, we're going to be live in prime time and ready to start your day the right way here at Forge and Fuel, baby. Couple of reminders for you, just so you know. Once again, GAC X DHMG X Spaces tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. It is already posted out from the GAC X account. Try saying that. I get so confused with X and Twitter and fucking all that shit. Jeepers creepers. Then Forge and Fuel, now Java and Jet. What the? It is on the Grandpa Apes X, and I've reposted it from the Diamond Hand Media Group's X. So make sure you like that, you repost that yourself, and set yourself a reminder if you want to hang out with me, Swirl, and DEEZYY. Woo! tonight at GAC XDHMG Monday Madness, aka Mutant Monday. Spaces. Who's to say? Who's to know? Hop into Gateway if you haven't already. Start your 7-day free trial today. Yeah, that's right. Everything I mentioned about the Gateway, you can get it for free for 7 days. Come on in. Tell us we're full of shit. Tell us we ain't got no value. Leave and never even pay a dime. Or maybe stick around after the 7 days and really enjoy what you find. Ooh, I'm a poet, and now you really know it. But my friends, it's time to go start this day. It's time to go turn some obstacles into opportunities, some losses into lessons, and what we thought was going to be a failure, just a brand new damn chance to flourish. But not before I remind you of a few things. Number one, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse. So stop banging your rattle on your high chair, get the hell out of it, and get back to work. Number two, even a dead fish can go with the flow. So maybe try swimming upstream and using those fins that God has blessed you with for a change. And number three, being that this here show is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, I ask you keep in mind at DHMG, we don't only HOLD, we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Shout out to each and every one of you who made this first official show on YouTube, episode 573, a success. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, the day after that, the day after that, the week after that, the month after that, the year after that. We look forward to continue building this with you guys, watching you grow day by day, watching you get better, baby. We do this for you, not for us. We want to make a great impact in this world, and this is where it begins. I think a lot of us were pleasantly surprised this morning, even your host and co-host of this fine morning program. Who's to say, who's to know? We appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for investing your time here this morning. You could have invested 1,000,001 other places, and the fact that you did here, we are forever grateful. We'll continue to pay it back to each and every one of you by staying on the consistent, persistent pursuit of our passions and being right by your side while you pursue yours. My friends, we'll catch you on the flip side, in the Gateway, in a space, in a Discord, in a VC, in a DM group chat, or quite honestly, wherever you find yourself on the consistent, persistent pursuit of pioneering your passions. But for now, my friends, as always, peace and love.